Hello, we are glad you joined us today as we continue on this journey to transformation. On the journey, we learn that man is a spirit and has a soul and lives in a body. Man's soul is an important, powerful force that mediates between the physical and the spiritual world.
We've also learned that our soul is made up of mind, will, and emotions, and we've gone in depth with an individual class on the mind, one on the emotions, and another on the will.
3, yeah. Today we are going to talk about the soul and how the mind, the will, and emotions were designed to function as a whole, as well as what may happen when they don't work together as they were designed to.
Our soul is a door to the spiritual realm where we can allow spiritual forces for good or evil to enter through our mind and our emotions and then make decisions with our will that will unlock the door into the natural and affect or influence our physical bodies and the natural physical realm by the decisions we act upon with our will.
Yes, and John understood how the health of our soul affects the health of everything else in our lives. 3 John 1:2, he says, "Beloved, I pray that you may prosper in all things and be in health, just as your soul prospers."
Yes, the soul is an interpreter. We've talked about this in other classes. It interprets what it sees and hears from both the spiritual and physical eyes, ears, and senses. In order for the soul to interpret correctly, it must be freed and healed from obstacles such as wounds in the soul, sin, unforgiveness, and things like that would keep us from discerning truth.
So the soul interprets from the spiritual to the physical, and then from the physical to the spiritual. So
Both
this
realms.
is important. Yeah.
It's a mediator.
Correct.
Yeah.
So when the soul does not have the truth, listen to this, as a source, it is difficult to correctly interpret what it sees, hears, and senses, both in the physical and the spiritual.
For example, if I look at my watch and I see the time and my mind tells me, I'm late for work, and my emotions, they get all stirred up, and I make the decision with my will to get in a rush, hurry out the door, and I speed to work. But when I arrive, no one is there. And I realize that the time on my watch was incorrect. In this way, what we see, hear, and experience with our mind and emotions guides our will to act based on their interpretation, which may or may not be based on truth.
Yeah. Basically, the soul is a powerful vehicle for decision and action. The mind and emotions are the lens through which the soul processes, judges, interprets, and filters what it sees and hears, both with its physical and spiritual senses.
Then, based on the subsequent interpretation, a bias, belief, interpretation, assumption, or speculation is formed, and the will determines to act based on its bias or what it believes to be true.
We know from John 10:10 that we have an enemy, and we keep repeating this because it's important. This enemy is seeking to kill, steal, and destroy our lives, and the Bible said that he's the father of lies, and there is no truth in him. One of the biggest weapons is to try to manipulate our circumstances, physical evidence, plant lying thoughts, and trigger negative emotions so that we will align our will with his agenda.
We'll believe something that's not true.
Yeah, and make decisions that are destructive.
In this way, he gets us to interpret life situations incorrectly and make decisions based on our bias, belief, interpretation, assumption, and speculation rather than truth.
Yeah.
And these decisions are often harmful to us, to others, and to our future.
The soul is a powerful mediator. So join us in the next portion where we will learn how the soul is also a battlefield.